Usually, when you hear the words fluency or fluent, your first thought is to think of someone who is learning a foreign language, not someone who is learning how to read. Reading fluency isn't all that different from being fluent in a foreign language. Both rely on knowing the language well enough to comprehend and communicate without difficulty. Reading fluency is the power to read quickly and accurately. The more fluent a reader, the more he or she automatically groups and recognizes words. Fluent readers excel at oral reading, which is highlighted by smooth and natural expression. Reading words correctly is key to developing fluency. Children need to be able to read words easily without having to stop and decode them by sounding them out or breaking them into chunks. When children can accurately and easily read the words in a text, they are able to think about what they are reading rather than putting all of their effort towards figuring out the words. When children read fluently, they read at an efficient rate. This means that they read quickly. Rate does not mean that children should read as fast as they possibly can. Expression and fluency refers to the ability to read in a way that sounds like spoken language. This means that the child uses appropriate emotion to read aloud, pauses for periods and commas, and emphasizes important words. Expression also shows that a child understands what is being read. Reading fluency is important because it provides a bridge between word recognition and reading comprehension. Since fluent readers don't have to concentrate on decoding the actual words, they can focus their attention on what the text actually means. They can make mental connections throughout the text, as well as apply those connections to their personal backgrounds and experiences. Simply, fluent readers recognize the words and comprehend their overall meaning at the same time. Reading fluency is a significant struggle for many. The less fluent a reader, the more he or she must focus on decoding individual words. Less fluent readers have difficulty with oral reading, which is often slow, choppy, and without natural expression. Less fluent readers must focus their time and attention on figuring out the words, leaving little room for actual understanding the text. Since reading fluency is the key to reading comprehension, less fluent readers often fall behind in educational and professional achievement. Reading and rereading easy books is a great way to build your child's reading fluency. Have your child select a favorite book and read it aloud 2 or 3 times. This approach, called repeated readings, is one of the best ways to promote reading fluency, both inside and outside the classroom. You can model fluent reading for your child by reading aloud daily. Be sure to use expression in your reading. You can even use funny voices for dialogue as you read aloud. It is best to read aloud at night before going to bed. Echo reading helps to build reading fluency. You read a phrase, sentence, or paragraph aloud to model fluent reading. Your child then reads the same phrase, sentence, or paragraph afterwards, like an echo. Continue this pattern until you have read a book, story, or page of text with your child. You can even act it out. Have your child practice reading a simple book to share with a younger sibling or another younger child you may know. Once your child is able to read the book fluently, ask him or her to share it with another child. Both children will benefit from the reading experience, both listening and reading. Poetry and nursery rhymes can be used to practice fluency. Take turns with your child reading a short poem or a nursery rhyme until he or she can read it fluently. You can even turn this into a rhyming game. Use paired reading to build reading fluency with your child. First, you will read a poem or short passage to your child. Then, you and your child will read the poem or passage together several times. Finally, have your child read the poem or passage to you. Great books to use for paired readings are You Read to Me, I'll Read to You, Very Short Stories to Read Together by Mary Ann Hoberman. Review basic sight words with your child to make sure that he or she knows these words automatically. Knowing these common words on sight will help to improve your child's reading accuracy and rate. You can turn this into a game or even create a word wall at your house so your student can practice their sight words. Choose a comic strip or an article from the newspaper. Read the comic strip or article aloud using expression. Then ask your child to read the comic strip or article aloud. This is a fun activity to do at breakfast or at the dinner table with the daily newspaper. Have your child practice reading a text aloud while riding in the car or on the bus. Your child will stay busy and entertained, and this extra practice can make a big difference in your child's reading fluency. This can be done at any point of the day in any kind of environment. Set aside reading practice time every day. Even 5 minutes of reading fluency practice using any kind of activities that are listed in this video will help to develop your child's reading fluency. Practice makes perfect, so encourage your child to read every day. The simplest reason reading fluency is important is because without fluency, reading is not enjoyable. Fluent readers will pick up a book and read on their own, even when it's not assigned for class. More importantly, fluent reading leads to more success with writing, better vocabulary skills, and a greater understanding of what is being read.